You gonna count the books?
No.
No? But Mommy needs to film. Who do you see? No, don't touch. Who is that?
Baby.
What's your name?
Pudgy.
Can you spell your name?
P-I-E-S-L-E-Y.
Good job. That is your name. Okay, Mommy's gonna film now. Okay? Hello everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing April's TBR to be rolled. Okay, so yes, it is time for April's TBR, which does mean we will be playing this game later on. I have all of the rules, especially like the in-depth ones, in January's video, and there's a whole playlist. I will leave everything linked down below for you in case you are new to this game on my channel. But we are going to be playing TBR to be rolled. We have my toddler's game here that we will roll, and we have all the colors of the rainbow, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, and they all correspond to a different way of picking the books that I'm going to be reading in the month. So red currently is Presley picks my books. My 2-year-old picks my books. Red, you're right. This die has been loving red. In the last 3 months, the only 3 months that I've been doing this game, we've had red come up 7 times. So we're going to see how many times it comes up today, but I think this month might be the last month where Presley is exclusively red. I mentioned in last month's video that I was thinking about doing cards for this, where it'd be Presley picks a book, my husband picks a book, a friend picks a book, that kind of thing. And because red usually pops up so much, I think that's going to be the best option, but I did not make them in time for today's video. So Presley will still be red. Orange is my TBR bucket, so a random choice. Yellow, wherever that is, yellow here.
Yellow.
Yellow, you're right. Yellow corresponds to cards that are like format of book, age grouping of book, genre of book. Green are also cards, but they're more like challenge cards. So it could be like a book over 500 pages. It could be a book that was on my TBR the longest, that kind of stuff, just challenges. Blue is a poll pick, which means I will pick between 2 to 4 books for you guys to vote on, and I will put it on like Instagram or Twitter. I will let you know. And then finally we have purple. Purple is more of a wild card choice. If purple pops up, I will then pick any other color category to use for how we pick the books, that kind of thing. Presley is going to be helping us today, which is why he's coming in and out of the camera. But before we go and actually roll the dice, I have a couple things that we need to talk about. First are the books from last month. These are the books that we got last month during the rolls. So a couple of these are actually going to be new to you. We did pick Winter's Orbit, which I have read. Then we also have An Illusion of Thieves, which I'm currently reading. We have Neverworld Wake, which I have read. We have The Love Hypothesis, which won the poll pick for last month, which I have read. And then we also have Keeper of the Lost Cities, book 4, Never Seen, which this was the book that I got to go to the bookstore and buy a book. I have a whole vlog on it, but I also have read. So I know we still have almost a week left in the month. I'm filming this a little bit later than normal, which I think I might move these videos back just a little bit because of the fact that like I'm actually on the last book of this stack. So I will be finishing it by the end of the month. And we don't have any punishments on this channel, but we do have rewards. So what I will be doing once I finish that book is writing a little note to myself saying, once you finish this book, you can buy a book, and my husband will hide it in one of the TBR books behind me. We're not gonna do it today because I don't want you guys to know. I don't wanna know. It's going to be a surprise, but this is the first month that I will actually have finished all 5 of the books that we picked for last month. So that reward paper will go into one of the books here, and when I eventually pick a book that has that, I will then finish that book and get to buy a book. There is 1 paper behind me already from a video I did last year, so there will now be 2 for probably next time we're here. We shall see. The other thing that we needed to talk about though is April is the magical readathon. This is going to be spring semester, I think it's spring equinox semester for the Aurelium Academy. For the Aurelium Academy, this readathon is hosted by G from Book Roast. This is the new iteration of it and I've absolutely been loving it. We did a novice path thing last August or September. It might have moved a little bit because I can't remember what month it was in, but we did do that last time. We did a quick one last week, which I did finish, and I've also done all of my character prompts. I don't talk about it all the time on this channel unless we're doing like a month-long readathon, but April is going to be a month-long readathon where we get to pick sort of our calling, what sort of career we want to have, and do classes that correspond to that. So I have picked two options. I'm going to sort of run through them a little bit right here, but we will go into the prompts in more depth when we're actually picking books out, because I'm going to pick books for every single prompt that I need to do, which means this TBR will have more than 5 books on it, but we're still only going to do 5 rolls. But the career that I would most like, the calling that I would most like, is going to be Feywild Cartographer. This just sounds like the most intriguing, and my character in this world is an earthling, which is like an elemental type of like humanoid type of figure, and in general I picked this a while ago, but I also picked that earth magic was going to be like the main elemental focus. And so the fact that you can go to the Feywild, which is like a new area that has been discovered on this world, and sort of use maybe the earth magic and stuff to cartographer, that sort of thing. I think it's like map making and discovering what things are where there. It just sounds amazing. My only issue with this calling in this career is that I have to do 7 prompts, 7 books this month, which is actually doable. It's only a couple more than I usually pick out for TBRs, and I usually read more than 7 books in a month anyway. But the next round of this readathon is going to be probably in August, and at that time I'll have like a 1-month-old, about there, so a newborn still technically. And in order to do the Feywild Cartographer calling, I would also have to read 7 books then, and we don't know the prompts yet. So I'm going to be aiming for Feywild Cartographer as the calling for this month, and then hopefully in August. But my other option is Herbologist. So this is going to be more of a like healing, growing plants type of thing. Again, I felt like it really fit the earthling type of character that I was going for. And for this one, this month, there's only 2 prompts, which is part of the reason I wasn't entirely sure I wanted to do this one, because in general, 2 books for an entire month is not really like what I'm here for with this readathon. But in August, there's only 4 prompts that I would have to complete. So what I'm going to be doing is getting books that fulfill the Feywild Cartographer prompts and the Herbologist prompts. Now, the Herbologist prompts, one of them overlaps with the Feywild Cartographer, and so I actually only would need 1 extra book. So we will see what the dice has in store for us. We're going to roll it and, you know, see what prompts come up, see what categories pop up, but then when we come back, I will end up filling all of the prompts for both, like I said, Feywild Cartographer and Herbologist, because I want to have a backup. So basically I'll be taking like 1 extra class this semester in April, and then by the time I get to August, I can see if it's really doable to do 7 prompts for the Feywild Cartographer, or if it'd be better for my sanity with 2 kids to then just do 4 prompts for the Herbologist. Those are my 2 options. I think I've talked enough at the beginning of this video, so we're gonna go roll the dice and get some books, and then, yeah, do some prompts. Okay, dude, are you ready?
Yeah!
Okay, so roll number 1. Ready? What color is it?
Yellow!
Yellow! Okay, so for roll number 1, we got a yellow. I actually don't think this die has ever rolled a yellow by itself. I've picked it, I think, once. So we are going to be picking a card from this stack right here. And like I said, this is like format of books, so like if it's physical or ebook or even mass market, because I do have some mass markets that I need to prioritize because I keep forgetting about them, or age groupings like middle grade, YA adult, I think also genre, yes, genre, like romance or fantasy or horror, that kind of stuff. So I'm just sort of shuffling them right now, and we're gonna pick a random card. And so sometimes I will have Presley do this, but he's outside of the room that I'm filming in right now, so you know, whatever. I'm just gonna pick one from the random middle of the stack, which will be this one here. Oh, speaking of, we have a horror, mystery, or thriller. Okay, and so for this one I have the perfect book. I'm going to be doing The Razor Blades in My Head by Donny Goodman. This is a horror, obviously, because we had horror, mystery, or thriller, short story collection by this author. And I've already read one short story technically because it was released separately and then came together in this collection as well, called The Old Bay King, which is about crabs. And as you can see from this cover, there is a crab on the cover. And one of the prompts that I need to fulfill for the magical readathon is shape-shifting. This is for the Fey Wild Cartographer career, and the prompt is to have a creature with claws on the cover. I know some people are probably going to be going for like more like bear claws or maybe even like bird claws, but we have a crab. Crabs have claws. That's what I'm going with. Roll number 2. What color is it? Green. Okay, and so for roll number 2, we got a green, which means we're going to be using more cards. Now these are always fun. The green cards that I have right here are going to be more challenge prompts like I sort of explained before. So we have some ones that are like the highest rated book on Goodreads, or a short book, or I actually don't know, oh, a new release, like that kind of stuff. I don't remember what kind of prompts I have in here, but they are going to be challenges. So again, shuffling this up, and then we are going to pick a card. Do you want to pick a card? Okay, Presley's back. He's going to pick a card for me. So he can't even read. So if I did it like this, he can't see. Pick a card for me, please. Oh, he is going for the very bottom one. What is that one? Can I see? It is book box. So I need to pick a book that is from a book box. Thank you. Okay, so you know what I'm going to pick for this one? It's one of my most recent book box books. It's actually from the Illumicrate Afterlight box. So not like just Illumicrate, the romance subscription. I'm going with Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. So this is obviously going to be a sapphic romance. I don't know too much of the tropes in it, but it is a book box book, and it fulfills prompts for both Fey Wild Cartographer and Herbologist. So this will fit for alchemy, which is to read a book featuring a romance, and because it is a romance, it works. I'm very happy with this choice. Thank you. Ready? Roll number 3. What color? What color is it?
Purple.
Purple. It was purple. He accidentally hit it to blue, but he changed it back to purple. Good job. Purple. Okay, and then so for roll number 3, we got a purple. It did sort of switch to blue when he was like messing with it, but he changed it back to purple. I was very proud of the fact that he realized he touched it before he told me what color it was. And so purple is a wild card, which means I get to then pick what other color I would like to do. And I think for this one, ooh, do I want to do more prompts? Do I want to do a poll? Those are the ones I feel like I usually end up gravitating towards. Doing prompts could definitely kick me in the butt if I get something that I don't want to do, but I do think it's a little bit more fun, right? Right? Maybe? Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is a green card. Mostly just because I have some books picked out that I would like to read for this readathon, and even though I probably could pick some choices for you guys to vote on, I don't know if I want you guys to do that. Actually, I have a good one that I feel like we could do. I'm changing my mind. I'm 100% changing my mind. We're gonna put these back. We're gonna do a poll pick, because I do like the poll picks in general. I have 3 books with the word shadow in the title. This is obviously going to fulfill a prompt, because I do need to do demonology for the Feywild Cartography calling, and the prompt is to read a book with the word shadow in the title. So I have 3 books. The last time we did a poll pick, I mentioned the fact that Twitter did not get very many votes, and Instagram got a ton. And so if that pattern was going to repeat again, I was just going to do Instagram for like the next poll this month, if we got one. Last month though, it was the opposite. Twitter got so many more votes than Instagram, so I guess I'm gonna do it on both again. But let me show you the books that I have here. So the first one I have here is Falls the Shadow by Stephanie Gaither. This is a book that I tried a chapter of, I think not last year, but the year before, and decided to keep it because it sounded sort of intriguing. It is a YA, I think, mystery thriller. When Kate Benson was a kid, her sister died. 2 hours after the funeral, Kate's family picked up Violet's replacement, and it was like nothing had happened, because Kate's parents are among those who decided to give their children a sort of immortality by cloning them at birth. So it is a mystery thriller because I think our main character of Kate feels like there might have been something going on with her sister before she died, but it's also going to have like this sort of like, I guess, sci-fi element. So I am intrigued by this one. We also have The Shadow Queen by CJ Redwine. This is a YA fantasy that I believe has some sort of like fairy tale mythology retelling sort of stuff based on the apple here. I think this is Snow White. I mean, the back does say, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most powerful of them all? But our summaries on the inside flap there. So it looks like our main character is a crown princess and fugitive who has one mission: to kill the wicked queen who took both the Ravenspire throne and the life of her father. So yes, this is going to be like a Snow White retelling sort of thing. And then the last book I have here actually probably should have gone in my book haul for the month. However, I did not check my mail before I filmed that, so it'll go on my book haul next month. But it is A Hunt of Shadows by Elise Kova. This is the second book in the Trial of Sorcerers series that I read last year. I read the first book, absolutely fell in love with that. This one has elemental magic, and there was a conspiracy, and there was a little bit of romance and stuff like that, and this is the second book. These are, I believe, again, YA fantasy, but yes, I bought this one because I'm counting it as a collector's edition, special edition kind of thing, because I did buy it signed. But it's also just absolutely gorgeous. All of Elise Kova's hardcover books are freaking gorgeous. This is just the standard edition of them, but I bought it signed off her Etsy because I had to. So yes, any of these books have the word shadow in the title. Truthfully, if I was going to try to sway you one way or the other, I would pick this one for myself, but I would not be unhappy to read any of these. Okay, roll number 4. Ready? Oh, what color?
Yellow.
Yellow. Then for roll number 4, we had another yellow. So again, we're going to be picking a card based on format, genre, that kind of thing. So I'm going to shuffle these. Presley is still in the room, so he might want to pick the card for me. Do you want to pick? He does. Okay, so I have shuffled. I'm going to just sort of splay them out a little bit, but he's probably going to pick either the top or the bottom. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Okay, which one do you want? The top one. Yeah, he doesn't know that he can pick in the middle. Wait, we gotta show the camera. He's trying to abscond with it. Oh, there we go. See? Mass market. So we're gonna pick a mass market book. Good job, thank you. Okay, so I think what we're gonna go with is Spellbinder by L.J. Smith. This is the 3rd book in the Night World series. I bought these really cool like 90s covers versions. Was this the beginning of last year or the end of the year before that? I don't know, but I read the first 2 books last year, and one of the prompts that I have for this readathon is animal studies, which is to read a quick read. And these books in general are like 200 something pages, like this book right here, barely 220, and because it's mass market, and because the font isn't that crazy tiny, these are very quick. I think I read both the first book and the second book in like a 1 day, 1 sitting sort of situation. So this is definitely going to be a quick read. And roll number 5. Ready? What color? Orange! And then for roll number 5, we got an orange. So even though I talked about this before, red didn't get picked. I knew this might happen because we've played this, Presley and I, before off camera, and had times where I didn't roll red for more than 5 times. So yeah, apparently no red today. We have an orange. Orange has not been picked since the very first video because it is my TBR bucket. So even when I get a purple, I don't gravitate towards this because this means I have to pick a completely random book from my gigantic TBR bucket. I do not think I have added in the new books for this month that I just hauled, but that's okay. We're gonna shuffle around and pick a completely random book off of my TBR. What are we gonna get? I got a paper. We have Collide by Michelle Maddow. Okay, so this has been on my Kindle for a while, and I don't really know much about it. It's 300 something pages. I'm just gonna read the summary. It says, I should have died when I was shot at the Halloween dance. Instead, I woke up 1 week earlier in a parallel universe where my mom's fatal car accident 6 months ago never happened. A world with my mom still in it was all I ever wanted. But in this timeline, everything is different. My grades, my friends, and even my boyfriend. I'm a stranger in my own body, and I don't like who I've become. But one thing is the same, that shooting will still happen at the end of the week. I'm the only one who knows, which means I'm the only one who can stop it. But first I need to convince someone, anyone, that I'm telling the truth, and then get them to help me. Okay, so I know why I picked this one and bought it who knows how long ago. I am very intrigued by it. One thing is I think I'm going to use this for my prompt of Inscription, again for the Feywild Cartographer Calling, which is to read an intimidating read. I'm going with this just because this is not something I would have picked for myself at all at this time in the year, in my life, anything like this. And so because of the fact that my TBR bucket had to pick it for me, I'm going with this being slightly intimidating because I was not going to pick this if I was just picking my TBR. And so with that, we are done with the rolls that I did. We have 5 books that actually fit 5 prompts for this readathon, and now we have, I think, 3 more prompts that I need to fulfill for this readathon. So we do have a book featuring romance, we have a quick read, so the next one that I need to complete, again for the Feywild Cartographer career, is Astronomy, which is a book from the top of my TBR list. And for this one, I'm going to be going with The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. This is a book that I think I've mentioned within the last couple months or so of I need to read this. I picked it out for something, I can't remember what, but it's one of those things where I know I need to read this, but because it is a hard-hitting YA contemporary, I don't always gravitate towards those, but I do need to read it. Also, I'm going to be buddy reading this with Kirsty from K-Beth Bookish, and because of the fact we're actually going to be buddy reading it in April, that again makes it like high priority on my TBR, so this will be for that prompt. Then we do have a book with the word shadow in the title, although you guys still have to pick it for me. That poll will go up when this video is going up, by the way. So the next one is Elemental Studies, which is to read a book under 100 pages. So for this one, I was looking at all my stuff. What was I going to read for it? I have some comics, like comic issues, that I could read for this prompt. So I think what I will be doing, what one I will be picking, is probably, I think I'm gonna go with Wind by James Tynion IV. I have read some stuff by James Tynion IV. I absolutely love like the storytelling in the comics that I have read, and this one looks a little bit more fun and fantastical, maybe even middle grade focused. I'm not entirely sure, but that's the one I think I'm gonna go with if I do like it. I have the first 3 issues in ebook format, but the first issue I think is like 26 pages, so definitely under 100 pages. Then we do have an intimidating read, and we have a book that has a creature with claws on the cover, so the only other book that I actually need to pick out now is the extra prompt, the extra class for herbologist, in case I decide I don't have the capacity to do the Feywild Cartographer career in August. And that is going to be Restoration, which is a book featuring healers. And for that one, I have picked out Perfect Distraction by Allison Ashley. So this, I'm pretty sure, is going to be a romance that is set in some sort of hospital setting. I do believe our main character is supposed to be an oncologist pharmacist, so dealing with cancer patients, that kind of stuff, and they might also be in training, but in general we have pharmacists and doctors and healers with all of that, so that is definitely going to fit. It's like a 200 something page romance, I'm pretty sure. I have it on ebook, so that'll be very easy to do. So that is everything We have 8 books this month instead of 5, but not too crazy. So we have The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, Spellbinder by L.J. Smith, Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake, one of the books with shadow in the title that, again, like I said, the poll will go up the day this video goes live. On Instagram, it'll probably be for like 24 hours. On Twitter, I think I usually do 24 to 48, but please pick a book with the word shadow in the title for me. We have The Razor Blades in My Head by Donnie Goodman, Collide by Michelle Maddow, Wind Issue 1 by James Tinian IV, and Perfect Distraction by Allison Ashley. I think this is the largest TBR I have with ebooks, but those are actually pretty easy to read, especially like in bed when Presley's falling asleep. So that is going to be it. When we come back and talk about this TBR next month, I will probably only be counting the first 5 with the rolls on if I completed my TBR or not, but I do have 8 books that I need to read for the magical readathon this month in April. That's actually not too bad. I can do that this month because I'm pregnant, but I don't have like a tiny little baby. I have some time to read. August is the one that I have to worry about. Okay, I think that is going to be it. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more videos. I do have videos up Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye. We'll just do some more for fun.
Yeah.
Ready? Go. Ah! What color?
Green.
Green. Oh no. Okay, ready? What color?
Orange.
Orange. Ready?